How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Mojo Grip. I'm going to talk about something that is happening in the aviation world. Perhaps you've experienced it or you don't know about it, but I want to put this out as sort of a public safety announcement. And I read about it sometimes, and sometimes it's actually happened in my own backyard. So I've seen a trend, at least more recently, where folks are pretending to be pilots and or taking people up in airplanes or flying people up in airplanes when they're actually not certified to either fly that aircraft or fly in the conditions that they're flying in. And we've done a few accident reports on this channel that discusses that. One I remember was an accident that happened in Houston where a student pilot took his, I think it was his girlfriend or female friend, up in complete IMC at night and ended up crashing the airplane. Now, that's a more extreme story, but here's one that I want you to be careful of, right? It's easy to believe people when they tell you, hey, I'm this or I'm that. But it's also important to do your back check, do your due diligence. If someone says, hey, I'm a pilot, or I fly for XYZ, look, the FAA database is a public database. You can easily look up their name, look up their name, and it would show you right there if that person is a pilot, what ratings they have, and so on and so forth. So one that I've seen recently is actually, I heard of one out of Florida of a guy, a so-called pilot who flew several passengers, okay, in an actual airplane, and this fella is not rated, doesn't have a pilot's license, not even a student pilot. His only experience flying is in a simulator, and he took people up in an actual airplane. That is just asking for everything to go wrong. So as somebody getting into an airplane with a pilot, please ask these questions, right? Another story I've heard is somebody going around telling folks that they're a pilot and that they fly for this company or that company, meaning they're commercially rated, when in fact they're not. Okay, if somebody comes to you and tell you that they work for, with naturally believe them, but if you get to the point where they're asking you to get in an airplane with them and go up and fly, then you're sharing some of the risk, because you're getting into an airplane with that pilot, and if you don't know if that pilot is rated well to fly that aircraft and or fly in the conditions, then you're taking a risk. And I say that because with this particular story, I've heard of this pilot taking people up in IMC condition because they think that he is commercially rated, when in fact he's not commercially rated, not even instrument rated. Okay, and although nothing bad has happened, and I hope nothing bad will happen, I just want you as a passenger or another pilot in an airplane to please do your due diligence. As I said, you can easily go on the FAA website and search somebody's name and see if they are in fact instrument rated or commercially rated. And if it's, say, even a jet, are they type rated for that jet, right? And generally we don't ask these questions because when we meet folks, we just naturally believe them. I hate that this has happened in the aviation space, but it is something to be concerned about because it has to do with safety. So give everyone benefit of the doubt, but please confirm if you're getting into an airplane with another person. I know personally a practice that I have is if I'm getting into an airplane with another pilot, usually I'm asking, I want to see the POH, or I do my due diligence or research on that particular airplane. And generally when we're on the ground, either taxiing or whatever, I ask all the questions in the world. And part of it is preparing myself for if something were to happen to him or her, or if something goes wrong, I want to be able to man that airplane on my own. I don't care if it's a jet, I don't care if it's a turboprop, I don't care if it's a twin. Even if it's an airplane that I'm not well rated to fly, I still ask the basic foundation questions to prepare myself mentally that if something were to go wrong, I want to be able to at least fly this thing in the case of an emergency, or know how to react in the case of an emergency. And I understand that for everyday people, that's not something you would want to think about or should be thinking about, right? If you get an airplane, particularly a small airplane, you believe the pilot and you believe that they're going to get you up and get you down safely. But I do want you to start asking these questions, particularly when you meet friends and they want to take you up in an airplane. I know all too well of pilots who are not rated, who don't have a license, but they can afford to buy an airplane. And as I'm making this video, those pilots, I might even call them pilots, those people exist. They're not pilots. They just have enough money to be able to afford an airplane, and chances are they're flying illegally, and they may have started flight training, but they're not able to get the certificate, but they fly anyway. And these pilots do, again, not pilots, these non-pilots do take passengers with them in some occasion. I just want you to please be aware of that, and that happens in this space. It does happen in this community, and just be safe. Do your due diligence. If somebody wants to take you up, make sure they're well rated, and ask questions. It doesn't hurt to ask questions. Okay, that is my spiel for today. Now I am going to go start the engines for this thing, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and please subscribe with the notification bell on. Again, my name is Mike, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.